Why are chickens so awesome?
Why are chickens so awesome?
I screamed this morning into a colander. It really strained my voice. Feel it. Just feel it. Go, Jim. Let it flow. So two molecules walk into a bar. One of them says to the other, "Oh wait, I gotta go back. I lost an electron." The second one says to the first one, "Are you sure?" First one says, "Yeah, I'm positive." This apple does not far fall from the tree. I'm proud. Talk about living a legacy. I love that. Mom said love of music and humor and being in a group where you could be yourself was what Dad really loved, and me too. I was really lucky that for the past year and a half or so, since Dad has been at Ivy Lodge, I got to do Zoom calls with him about once a week. And, with the Alzheimer's, he wasn't really having conversations. It was more like little bits of like tossing things out and seeing if he would respond. And there were like just little bits of connection, enough that I knew we were connecting somehow. He would say words that were kind of word salad but positive. And then it was a couple weeks ago, I think he'd gotten a haircut, and like the week before he was really scraggly, and I thought, oh, this is good, you got a haircut. And I said, "Dad, you're looking good, you got your hair cut." He said, "I got all of them cut." He's still in there. He's still in there. And that love of the ridiculous and the silly and the, oh my God, can you believe he said that? And that level of joyful, silly humor. It's, not everybody likes it. And we had that really inexplicable bond, sharing that beautiful love of laughter. And I was just blessed with it. So I get to take that with me forever. And I want to take this moment to thank and honor my mother for being the loyal opposition. and groaning when appropriate and throwing things at us that were soft. Especially during these Zoom calls and a handful of trips that Scott and I got to take up to actually be with him and see him, a handful of weekends over the last few years. I wanted him to know I would be okay. I wanted him to know that he did a great job as a dad and as a parent. He did great. He did so great, Dad. And not because I think I'm like all that in a bag of chips, but I know I'm gonna be okay. And Kathy's gonna be okay. We're gonna do fine. We know how to keep ourselves employed and taken care of and surrounded by the right kind of people. The people who really love each other and serve our communities and throw soft things. I learned so much from him, not because he sat down and taught me lessons, I mean, he tried with calculus. I got a C. Just by being his awesome self. And that goes way back to the beginning, and I'm gonna share a little bit from two of my girlfriends that were my bridesmaids, you guys that came to the wedding, you know, Tanya Wenzel, now Harshbarger, Tanya and Bethany, I grew up with them, so I wanted to share a little bit about their memories, because this is how he taught, he shared with me and Kathy and our kid friends, that has built us to be who we are. This is Tanya's voice. He was a very special part of my childhood. I spent so many weekends in your home with Lara growing up. Roy was a key reason it always felt so welcoming. I remember discussions around the kitchen table running the gamut from latest technology to politics to life advice. I was not used to having conversations like this with my dad. So being part of Lara's conversations with Roy, hearing his perspectives as a father were very impacting. Having an engineer father, I was used to having a dad who could help me build and fix anything and had cool gadgets and machines around the house. Roy not only had cool machines, but also fun ones, like the home-built computer that we played Space Invaders on, and the Laserdisc machine. I remember calling home from the car on the ham radio phone. I love that he shared the joy of knowledge and of his hobbies and job with us. I remember being recruited to help ham radio during field day.
Field day!
CQ field day, Kilowatt Uniform 9 Charlie. He was also the inspiration for learning Morse code with Lara. Lara and I tangoed to ... to learn the letter T, which is tango. It's the only letter in the code I still remember. We were also inspired to count on our fingers in binary and dabble in Esperanto. I remember hearing him drumming in the basement and him telling me about his drum circle and the emotional support he got from the group. It was the first time I heard about the adults or males in general working on their emotional growth. My husband Tim fondly remembers talking to Roy about their Navy days at the Aristocrat and In Your Backyard. He recalled a man of strength and resoluteness during their discussion of the then current role of the Navy. Last memory of Roy that I will share is an image of him at our wedding reception. The band Hogeye Navy was playing the men's song. A line of men with Roy in the center were enthusiastically singing along. I remember him with his hand raised, cheering along to the chorus, men, 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 men. You guys. The thing is that I always appreciated Dad, and I always told him everything. I'm just amazed to just see it in words from my other friends. This is Bethany. When I heard of Roy Coutinho's death, I was really shaken. At 52 years old, I can't say I know most of my friends' fathers anymore. The few I do know, I don't know well, but Roy, the father of my best friend growing up, that's me. I knew almost as well as my own dad, and the news of his departure from this realm sparked my mind. I began to pull out all my memories of Mr. Coutinho. I loved computers and technology at a young age, but my home only had a few such devices. It was the Coutinho house that opened my eyes to pure, true geekism. In 1980, when I met the Coutinhos, computer geeks were quite rare. I was thrilled to have a new playmate down the street, not having a clue what a profound influence this family would have on me. And thus begins my journey back to 1980 and my dusty memories of Roy Coutinho. The Coutinhos would travel to Florida for the holidays. I was employed as a cat sitter when they were gone, but my visits to the Coutinho house were more than just taking care of Wiggles. It was my chance to boot up the Radio Shack Heath kit and play Invaders. Yes. The Space Invaders knockoff. For some reason, I was enthralled by the moving pixels that shot pixels at other moving pixels, and it was when they were on vacation I was able to play without Lara begging me to do something else. Thank you, Roy, for that Heath kit. Best computer ever. Another great memory, Roy once invited me along with Lara and a few of our friends to participate in an all-night ham radio field day. I believe we were young teens at the time. Roy said that having girls on the radio would help them obtain more contacts, the goal that we had. It's real. It still happens. It's still that way. So there we were in the parking lot at the AT&T building in Castleton for hours on end, repeatedly saying CQ field day, CQ field day, kilowatt uniform 9 Charlie, until we made contact with the other competitors. S Coutinho had a huge influence on my life. He exposed me to so many ideas and references that are still part of my life today. I recently read Ernest Cline's Ready Player One, a book that celebrated technology from the 1980s and is filled with unending references. I can personally thank Mr. Coutinho for educating me in this technological subculture where I could truly understand all of these references, whether it was a Commodore 64, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or video disc players. Roy Coutinho's memory will forever pop in my head. And that's just 2 of my best friends. Daddy's example of being in the technology, sharing it, doing it with the kids around. At the time, I just thought it was Dad. I didn't think it was anything special, and I look back now and I'm like, he knew what he was doing. And now I work for the military and I train people all around the world on how to use technology. And somehow, magically, he set me up. He just helped me understand technology and how to communicate about it. He taught me about spirituality just by being and coping with what life throws at you. Dad was something that will always be a key piece of my life. He accepted me unquestioningly, 100%, without asking me to be different or wanting me to be different. He just loved me however I turned out. Whatever was Lara, whatever it was going to be, he was 100% behind me. It's amazing to be accepted like that. It doesn't happen for everybody. I don't always feel that way out there in the world. Just accepted for me being whoever I am, no matter what I do, no matter how I dress, no matter what I say. With Daddy, it was always good. It was always good just me being me. And I'm gonna miss being able to hug him and know that that is true. So I take that with me. I really made an effort, and I think I was successful in telling Dad, it's okay, Dad, we're fine. We're gonna be okay, we are okay. You raised great kids, and you did a great job, and we'll be okay. I said that to him multiple times over the last few years. And I'm 100% sure he was cool with that. His Facebook blurb says, I'm a retired electronics engineer with 2 absolutely brilliant daughters. And knowing we exchanged that, we understood, I'm okay, you're okay, makes his passing okay. Thanks.